Hi lovely ones. So last night I had a really interesting dream. I had a bunch of really interesting dreams, but I had my first ever dream about YouTube, which is quite weird because I've been on YouTube for like 2 years now, or nearly 3 years or something. So it was really odd that I've never dreamed about it before. But what I dreamed was that I had created loads of little bits of footage about different things, and I'd spliced them together and created one video out of them, and kind of like made a vlog, but over a few days. And it was really exciting. Like, I woke up and I was like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to start a channel just for vlogs, and just like whenever I want to talk about something, but it's not to the extent of wanting to make a video about it, or I just want to quickly show you guys a deck that I've purchased or something that I'm thinking about, or a thought that I'm having in the moment, but I don't want to create a whole video about it. It can just kind of go in one of these compilations of footage and be like a little vlog, and then I can track my own journey much more too, because you know, part of the reason I do YouTube is not just to impart information and connect with a spiritual community, but also to document my journey in a new, interesting way, because I am really all about documentation. I'm all about journaling and creating collage and writing fiction to kind of express where I am in my life and what I'm learning. And I kind of thought that making videos would be another way, and a really interesting way to do that and hit upon that same desire. So it's for that too, and I think vlogs would be a perfect way for me to kind of convey stuff that I've been through and then look back on it too. Then it kind of occurred to me that I don't really want to start a second channel for vlogs, and most of the stuff I'm going to be talking about is going to be spiritual in nature anyway, or is just going to be about things that I've learned or want to impart, or books that I'm reading, because that's another thing, I still am reading, but I don't have the desire at the moment to create book review videos. And I know people have asked me, but for some reason, you know, 2014 has been a really strange year for me, because I've actually, probably for the first time ever, I have written more than I read this year, which I know tends to be the mark of an amateur, but normally I will read more than I write. But this year, you know, I just got the bug. I wrote so much, and reading on any kind of regular basis went by the wayside. And I'd say I only read 10 to 15 titles this year, whereas normally I read 30 to 45, sometimes more. So yeah, I haven't been as prolific with my reading. But sometimes I do want to talk about something that I'm reading, or, you know, so I just figured I'll put the vlog videos on my channel, The Four Queens. I won't kind of open up this other channel. And maybe, you know, they'll be watched and maybe they won't. I don't know. I mean, because they're not really going to be kind of teaching you anything or imparting anything to you, but they will just be slices of my life. So that's what this one is. This one's going to be the first one. I don't know what's going to be on it because I haven't filmed it yet, but this is the introduction. So hopefully you guys will get something out of it, and I guess I'll just call them vlogs, or I'll have a name for them, and I think I'll put my Q&As in the same playlist. And so yeah, I guess what I'm saying is that the creation of videos on my channel is in some places going to become more organic and more spontaneous, more off the cuff. I'm just going to basically make videos about what I'm thinking about or doing in the moment, and then just try and splice them together. I'm kind of still a bit of a newbie with the editing stuff, but hopefully it'll work out, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. And so yeah, this is my first little off the cuff vlog. Enjoy. I'm completely in love with this hollowed out tree stump. I just think it's wicked. Every time I walk by it, I think it looks so magical, like it goes to another world. I just wanted to show you guys another tarot deck that I purchased. I did say in my tarot unboxing video that I wasn't going to purchase any more for the rest of the year, which I totally meant at the time, but then I found out that Dame Darcy has created a tarot deck, which is something that I didn't know before. And when I excitedly kind of went over to the Etsy shop to check it out and potentially purchase it, I realised that it had sold out. And by the way, I think it was Laura Tarot Coaching that did a review of the Dame Darcy deck. I will link the video below. I love her channel. I love what she has to say about tarot. And she just has a really soothing voice as well. She has a really nice demeanour. So check out her channel if you haven't already. I'll link it below. So that was how I discovered that Dame Darcy had a deck, and I was perturbed, to say the least, when it had sold out, because I know that she's very much an independent artist. She runs her own world, and I was kind of frightened that she just wouldn't like release anymore. Like that was it, that was the print, and you had to kind of get it or it's gone kind of thing. So I was kind of worried, and I kept checking and checking to see if any more would materialise. I was having these real worries that I was going to have to go on the internet and find one from a collector who was willing to swap and pay like mega bucks for it. Because I love Dame Darcy. Now this book, Meat Cake, is a compilation of some of her work, and it's just beautiful. I found it in a bookshop in Oxford a few years ago, and I'd never heard of Dame Darcy before. There she is on the back. Never heard of her before, and I just discovered this book. And you know, I was having a bit of writer's block at the time, and I didn't really know what to do about it. I just felt really dusty and stagnant, and I had been writing this novel for a while, and it was really crazy, and it was very much kind of its own world, and I'd run out of steam for it, and I just felt like I was never going to finish it, like nothing was ever going to come of it. And then I discovered this book in a little independent bookshop in Oxford, and suddenly I was introduced to the world of Dame Darcy, and the characters and just the art, the way it is, the kind of etching, kind of old Victorian style of it, and that kind of gothic feel as well, and the names of the characters. The whole thing just plunged me into this new world, the world of Dame Darcy, and I just fell in love. And I've loved Meat Cake ever since. I always dip into this compilation, this kind of collection of work from her, whenever I just feel like I need to pick me up or I need to be inspired. Like, it's just so magical. I've just noticed that my nail varnish kind of goes with with this book. It's called Licorice. It's by Barry M. It's really quite cool. But yeah, so I love Dame Darcy. Have done ever since I picked this book up. It was really quite a discovery. So when I found out that she'd done a tarot deck, I kind of thought, well, I'm going to have to go against what I said before, and I'm going to have to get it. If it comes back on the Etsy shop, it's going to have to be mine, because I don't know how much time I'm going to have, you know. So it did come back on sale, and I did receive it the other day. And so I'm really excited, and it goes with the nautical theme that she's kind of so much a fan of anyway. This is my blanket that I put over the bed when we're asleep, because it really is winter now in the UK. It really is winter. So the package came, there's like an anchor on the bag, which is so cool. And it came with these, unsurprisingly, these lovely little personal notes and pictures from Dame Darcy. Dame Darcy is just such a prolific, creative woman. She lights a fire under my arse so much, because she's just always doing something, and it's always so interesting and intriguing. I just love it. And look at this amazing little recipe that she sent to me. How sweet. It's marinated portobello. So I'm going to make that, and on the back it has what you can do with it, the mashed potatoes and vegetarian mushroom gravy. I'm so excited for that. Thank you, Dame Darcy. I'm definitely going to be trying that out. So it's all kind of very grassroots, homemade. You really feel like you've been touched by the magic of her creative life when you receive something from her. So thank you very much. It's so lovely. I'm so happy that I've managed to get it. So I'll just give you a quick look of the deck overall. I will do a review on this deck, but it's just kind of something I wanted to talk about in the moment, so I figured I'd pop it in a vlog. So yeah, just look at it. Just look at it. Isn't it amazing? I'm so excited to get started with using this. I went through it yesterday, and I showed it to Danny, because I said to Danny, he's my boyfriend, I said, you will love this deck when it arrives. You'll fall in love with it. And he really did. He really does think that it's fantastic. He loved it. So yeah, it's got this nautical feel to it, and you'll find kind of like admirals and stuff on the land. So there's kind of a land vibe to it. And there's also a sea vibe to it, like mermaids and fish and shells and things. So I'm going to have to kind of get my head around what each suit is more representative of. I love this guy. Oh my God, I love the King of Wands. Look at him. He looks like Vince Noir from the Mighty Boosh. I'm not sure if anyone on the other side of the pond will know what that is, but yeah, comment below and let me know if you think that instantly reminds you a little bit of Vince Noir. And also kind of Rocky Horror Show vibes as well, I think. There's quite a lot of that to it. So yeah, I've fallen in love. I've really fallen in love. And I love the Queen of Swords. In fact, I think at the moment, the Queen of Swords is my favourite card in this deck. So I just wanted to give you a little preview of it, but I'm sure I'll do a review at some point and talk about it at greater length. Okay, now, does anyone else struggle to let go of their Samhain setup for their altar? This is what I really want to know, because I do struggle quite a lot with that. It's the 26th of November that I'm filming this. It's probably going to be later that I put it up because it's going to be part of my vlogs, but this is still my Samhain setup. This is pretty much the setup that I had for Samhain. Now, I have changed my altar once or twice since Samhain, but only to reflect a specific journey that I was doing or a specific thing that I was doing for a client, to kind of raise energy for that intention and to get everything sorted how I wanted it for that time. There are certain things that I do that require the use of my main working altar, but very tellingly, when I'm done with that work, I have both times placed everything back to how it is for my Samhain setup. So really, I haven't let it go. I clear the altar off, I do what I've got to do, you know, I do my little setup, and then when it's finished, I put this altar cloth back on, because it's got skulls on it. It's the one that I always use for Samhain. It's got little skull and crossbones on it. I put this altar cloth back on, and I put like my witchy LED light back on. I don't know if you can see with this camera, but it changes colour. It's like changes from purple to red to blue and orange. I absolutely love it. And I get my little ghosty tea lights going again, and I put my skeleton back on. So yeah, I do struggle to part with the Samhain altar. And I think it might be somewhat to do with the fact that in my house, we never really put up the Christmas decorations until after the 14th of December anyway, because the 14th of December is my birthday. And my mum never really wanted Christmas to kind of take over my birthday celebrations. So we never used to put the decorations up until about the 15th or 16th of December anyway. So for me, it's not kind of terribly pressing that I change my altar, because I grew up in a family where it wasn't like you get to the 1st of December and suddenly everything's got to be very kind of Christmas oriented. So I suppose when it comes to Yule and my altar setup, I don't feel that sense of, oh, well, now kind of Samhain's happened and it's nearly the end of November, so we kind of need to get our Yule on. I don't really see it like that. And I still feel very much like the Samhain energies are so present, and it kind of still feels relevant, this altar setup, to me. So, but also I just dig it. I mean, who wouldn't want a plastic skeleton lying on their altar? It's just fantastic. So I suppose, yeah, there is just an element of me that wants to keep it as it is. I'm not sure what scent this is, this incense that's burning, but it's bloody lovely. It came in a little 3-pack and it is really nice. I'm not very good with scents, I must say. I'm actually quite crap at them. I smell something and it reminds me of something, and I know that I should know what it is, but I just can't quite put my nasal integrity on it. So maybe I'll just quickly talk you through a few things that are here. I've got my storm water here, which I collected over the summer because we did have quite a few fantastic storms. This is what I've got left, because I have used it for a couple of ritual baths. I don't often bathe. I don't often have baths. I normally have sort of power showers because they're sort of more ecologically friendly, and also because I've not got a lot of time really. But I do have baths for my back. It's very good when I'm tense, I must say, and I do always have a ritual bath on the night of Samhain. And I had some storm water in there, which was great. I do use it for spell workings, but quite often I just use it if I put a couple of drops in the bath. I really feel like it does something for my back. And I use it for, other things which are to do with empowerment and, just energy kind of thing. I think it's good for change. I think it's good if you want things to change. So that's the rest of my storm water. I'll be sad to see it go. I'm trying to use it very sparingly. And it goes in this little bottle that I found in a second-hand shop. I've got my little witchy kind of like red skeleton lights. I wouldn't necessarily call them witchy. They're Halloweeny. I love them. This is like a medal that one of my mates came around wearing while he was in fancy dress, and I think he just threw it off and it landed on my altar. So I saw it and I was like, okay, fine, I'll have that, thanks. These are some of my poppets. I use poppets for all different reasons, really, and these poppets all mean different things. You could even maybe have a guess, I suppose, at what they all mean, but I made these months ago and I kind of blessed them and prepared them for Samhain, and yeah, I love them. These are my little wee poppets, which I make these for protection and to signify me and my client when I do things like energetic shadow mappings, which I might talk about one day in a video possibly. But yeah, with things like this, I like to have something like this on my altar, my little protection poppets, to kind of represent me and thee, as I like to say. And this bad boy, this is kind of like my chaos poppet. I'm not done with him yet, and I kind of didn't really think before I started adding the beads that he would need a lot more wool on him for the beads to be stable. But whatever, I'm going to cover him in beads, and he's just such a bad man. I totally love him. So I'll sort that out at some point. I've got all little bottles and tinctures and things going on here. I love my witch. I wish I could stop saying witchy, ghosty tea lights. I think they're really awesome. They really made me smile when I got them. And I guess just as a quick aside, I'll mention one more thing. Do you know what? I love this stuff. I love this stuff. This is the Crone Goddess oil from Joey Morris's shop, Starry Eyed Supplies. There's some pieces of amethyst in there. This stuff is just awesome. You know, most mornings now when I sit in front of my altar, I'll put a drop on my neck or on my wrist before I start the day. And there's still so much left. Look, there's still so much left. It's such a good product. It looks like it's barely used. And the smell goes such a long way, you know, really does. I can still smell it like a few hours later on my skin. So yeah, I'm just wondering if anybody else struggles to give up the Samhain altar, because I do. I struggle to say goodbye to the setup, but I'll know when it's time and I'll do it when it's time. But, you know, what can I say? I love my witchy LED light. I don't want to give it up. I guess I don't have to. It could still be pretty Yule-esque. But yeah, I thought I'd show you guys this. Hi lovelies, I'm going down to the coffee shop to meet up with Danny for a while. He's doing some producing on his laptop, and I'm going to go and join him because I've got a few things that I need to do, and I just feel a bit cooped up, really. I needed a walk because I didn't have time this morning, and I have to walk every day because I've got a bit of a funny old spine. So while I was walking, I just thought I'd ask you guys, what do you think of tarot tattoos? I don't mean like, what do you think of tattoos? Do you think they're terribly ugly, and do you think that they're an abomination? Like, if you believe that, just keep it to yourself. No one's listening. I'm talking to those of you who either don't have tattoos but, you know, aren't feeling terribly judgy towards them, or those of you who have tattoos and love tarot. Like, basically, you know, what do you think of them? I mean, the other day I was checking out the Wild Unknown Tarot, like tattoos of the Wild Unknown Tarot, and they are like stunning. Some of them are beautiful, some of them are so well done, and people have taken quite a lot of inspiration from all different parts of the deck. It's kind of interesting. I was wondering what you think, because I've got a few tattoos and I've always thought about having a tarot tattoo. I'm just wondering if maybe now's the time, like for my 30th or something, to actually get one done. I actually already have an idea of what I might want, and it is from the Ride Away deck. It wouldn't be the entire card, it would be a segment from a card. But the Wild Unknown is definitely tattoo material. If you take a look at it, it does actually look like somewhat of a flashbook, a portfolio of someone's work. Anyway, yeah, I'll wrap it up now because I'm about to get to the main road and it's really noisy. But yeah, I'd love to know if you have a tarot tattoo or tarot related tattoo, if you've seen any that you particularly like, and if you had to get a tarot tattoo, say like a new law came in and you had to get a tarot tattoo, what deck would you get it from and what would it be?